we need to talk about the incredible comeback in the stock of Nutanix, NTNX. This company is a leader in what's known as hyper-converged systems, meaning next-generation technology that combines all of the business's server management, virtualization, and perhaps most important, storage into a single platform. This stock's had a roller coaster ride. It came public 14 months ago at $16 a share. Then it spiked up to $37 by the end of the first day of trading. But this was only what's known as a sliver deal. Only a small fraction of the actual shares were on the market. And once the post-IPO lockup on insider selling ended, the stock got really hurt. By May 1st, the stock had plummeted all the way back to 14. That's $2 below where it came public. But since then, though, it's caught fire again. It surged back up to 35 thanks to some strong results. It's now given us a monster 90% gain since we first spoke to the CEO at the beginning of June. Plus, based on the terrific quarter the company reported at the end of November, I would not be surprised if it doesn't have a lot more room to run. These guys have real sales momentum. So let's take a closer look with Dheeraj Pandey. He is the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of one special company, Nutanix. Find out more about his company's prospects. Mr. Pandey, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Well, your company's living proof that stocks don't always have a bead on the company. Your business is about as strong as possible, and it really was just a big bit of supply that hit the market that drove the stock down.
Yeah, I think, it was also a little bit of Q2 softness, but Q2 was February of this year. But yeah, I think it's all about resilience. It's all about constant execution. We talked about that in the past as well. And then there's the whole discovery process, the trust that builds with investors, just like the trust that we're building in Main Street. There's a trust that comes with Wall Street.
But you know what's interesting? I think to some degree, the problem of Nutanix, the stock, is different from Nutanix, the company. It's a little hard for people to understand. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, I always tell people, if you can't explain it to me in a paragraph, I don't want you to buy it. Mm-hmm. Could you give the paragraph version of what you guys do? I know it's going to be oversimplified, but we've got to give it a shot.
Yeah, simple. I mean, digitization was all around us with music, photography, shopping carts. Everything just became pure software, apps, right? I mean, we stopped touching these devices. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what's happening in the data center. Basically, everything that used to be these special purpose boxes is becoming pure software. I mean, if anything, cloud is just a digital data center, actually.
Yes.
The thing that we'll actually don't have to touch and feel anymore.
And you guys fit in at which point? Because, for instance, we did have a competitor of yours, VMware, on the other day. And I know you guys are very tough, but you know what? In a fair way. But where are you distinguished, say, from them? Because you've got a lot of momentum, but they're an incumbent.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's like they're a partner, they're a competitor, just like most things in life. I mean, we started in an era of cloud. They started 10 years before us. Right. So a lot of our design, architecture, philosophy, this idea of the human-machine interface, how things need to be simpler, consumer-grade design, we really are different in that. And also the fact that we are trying to figure out a way to blur the lines between on-prem and off-prem.
Okay.
What do you have on-premises?
On-premises and off-premises.
Yeah. And what do you have in the cloud, and how do the two lines blur is a big question.
Right. Now, I know that some people were also thrown because you were kind of a hardware, software company, but you've gone all software. But that's kind of the nature of the beast, right?
Yeah, I mean, it grows our TAM. I mean, if you think about like Windows Phone, before iPhone, nobody really knew how to really put an appliance or a phone around it.
Right.
Then when Apple showed the design pattern of what a smartphone should look like, is when Android really gained credence, right? So we had to first show the world that this architecture needs to be embraced like this and used like that. And now we are ready to really go and expand it towards what an Android looks like.
Okay, so I'm Conoco, a giant oil and gas company. Sell me why I should use Nutanix. Because they did.
Yeah, there's tons of people. There's a lot of OpEx in existing infrastructure that they have. There's lots of boxes, extreme fragmentation, wastage. Not the least of which is it's undigitized because these boxes are not digital. When you put them in software, infrastructure is code. Code is programmable, which means now all of a sudden you've taken a lot of people out of these infrastructure data centers. And now you're using a few people, a lot of automation, a lot of machine learning to build highly efficient infrastructure.
So I bring in Nutanix, and there's a selling proposition that is, look, we will save you money in how quick a time?
I mean, the ROIs are as little as 3 months, actually. And
really?
Yeah, and then it's a cloud-like consumption, pay as you grow. So you're not buying these mainframe-like big beasts, Because big beasts are about speculation. You're speculating about 3 to 5 years in advance when it's all about agility, like buy small and pay as you grow.
Well, look, I think this world is big enough for both Nutanix and VMware. I like the competitor friend. I know you do work with Dell. These guys all work, you guys all work around together, but you all try to take each other's business too. Anyway, this is one very strong sales-driven company, and that's Dheeraj Pandey, the chairman and CEO of Nutanix. Try to understand as best you can, because boy, do they have momentum. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.